So, something a little bit different today. I'm heading out to a local forest right on the edge of a national park with the hope I can find somewhere for a wild camp. So I've been doing a little bit of Recon from the eye in the sky, Google Maps, and I've picked out 2 or 3 locations I think might be potentials. So yeah, I've not parked here before, it's just off a road, entry straight into the park. The other thing I want to do is give you a bit of an insight into how I map, how I wild lamp. So when I go wild lamping, what a knob. The other thing I want to do is give you a bit of an idea of how I chart, record, remember wild camp locations. Sometimes, particularly if you're wild camping in a managed park or a working forest, then you're going to want to go in late, which means you're sometimes going to travel at dusk. And when you do, it's very easy to get lost. Every tree looks like every other tree after dark. So you need a method of managing and maintaining your routes, charting locations and being able to find them in the dark if necessary. And I've just got my own preferred method. I'm sure there's ways it could be improved, but I'll give you a quick intro into what I use, how I use it, and you never know, might come in useful for somebody if you want to give it a go yourselves. Right, I'm not far away from car parking, so I'm gonna shush and I'll catch up with you in the woods. I'm blown away by these trees, I'm sorry. I'm like absolute kid in a sweet shop. And every now and again, you get something like this pop up. It's like, what the hell? That's been there way over 100 years, maybe 200 years, if not more. How many people have walked this path? And then you turn to the right. Oh, I should get rid of this cobweb. That's the problem with here. It attracts cobweb. Gave me goosebumps, that one. So we go from that beauty with all the butterflies flying around it, and then this little gem hiding underneath the fern. Ooh. Hello, fella. He's well camoed, isn't he? I'll leave you in peace, mate. If you leave me in peace, we'll not have any problems. I think you could quite easily drop a bivvy down here, but a tent, no. Mushrooms. I've not had any breakfast either. Let's break out the saw. What's it like? Bloody hard is what it's like. Oh, spalted oak. Let's just move that so it's not going to trip anybody up. That's enough for this area. We need to get back to that path. Anybody have an idea which way to go? That's an unusual leaf. You don't see that too often in here. Bit of a monster. There's its fruits. Nicer. Pretty. So the gear then. What gear do I use for charting wild camp sites in this amazing place? Let's run through the list. I've got GoPro, which records a visual. I've got the Garmin GPS that charts my actual route today, records it. I have a paper satellite image rather than an OS map, because I go by my spider sense and I do know the area reasonably well, so that kind of sets me a general waypoint, and then all I do then is head in that rough direction and then follow my nose. Hello. How you doing? You're up there somewhere. My mobile phone lets me know which way sun's going to rise, sun's going to set. You can usually get a fair idea from where the sun is in the sky, but grey days can be difficult sometimes if you're a bit disoriented, so it's always nice to have a compass. What else do I use? I think that's about it out in the field. It's nice to travel light. GoPro, GPS, mobile phone, compass, printed map, bottle of water and a packet of crisps, off you go. Oh, what a nice place. Oh, now then, what we got here? Spiders' webs. Houston, we may have liftoff. Oh wow, there's even more potential. Side of that bad boy. Snails down there. Always nice to wake up with in the morning. One on your cheek and one on your shoe. Okay. If I could find a log, I'd sit down for a minute, have a drink of water, show you my gear. This is the routine I usually go through. I identify where I came from. If I can see any path, which is there, it runs along that edge and up into the distance. And I came in this way. I stepped over this tree. There's a potential for a pitch here. It's small, but it's possible. So if I ended up pitched over this way, or somebody ended up pitched over this way, There is a view over to the path, but I don't think you're going to draw much attention in here. I think you could make that home for a night. Interesting. This place just keeps on giving. So you could hunker down here. There is no view back to the path. There you go, take a load off. Good morning. I don't know if I can hear running water or not. What's this doing here? I'll tell you something, I will not be stepping into that lot. If you do, you may not come back. I think this is quite interesting. I was talking not so long ago about craters in Sherwood in the Second World War, because there were 1 or 2 bombs dropped by the Germans. There's a hole down there. Some unusual stones or logs. I want to go and have a look, but I'm on my own, so I'm not going to risk falling down a well. I'll sod it, let's have a look. Oh, this ground's not very clever, is it? That looks... Now you can see, look at this. I could keep pushing. Is it metal? Oh, I've got to have a look. What the heck is that? That looks metal. I don't want to drop my brand new GoPro down there. Some kind of drain. I wonder if that's the plug. That's metal. Very, very heavy. Some stones. Ideal for a twig stove. Okay, I'm going to move out of this crater. Obviously it's not a World War II bomb site, it's a drain. Could you pitch a tent here? Hell yeah. I better not forget where I've put my bag. Yeah, this is lovely. This is really, really lovely. I'm going to break out my sit pad, some water, and I'll show you the tackle that I carry. Let's start with the beginning. I use this, a little Garmin, tiny little thing, usually strapped to my bike, but it gives me my stats, how long I've been walking, how far I've climbed, when sunset and sunrise is. Useful little tool, but it charts my route, and you can see there it shows as a, I don't know how well that's going to show up on the GoPro, but it shows you the route I've trod, where I turned off and where I've come to, and I get all that information later back on the computer. And then my phone, that tells me the sun is going to rise over this way, and if I follow that, you'll see that's exactly where the sun is at the moment. So if you were to pitch a tent anywhere in this area facing back this way, you're going to get that early morning mist, and hopefully a few beads of sun popping through those trees. It's quite dense, so you're not going to get much, but it'll still be a pleasant place to wake up. So really, this is a good location. You're going to get a little bit of morning sun, but not too much. As the sun goes down, this is going to be dark, which will shield us really well from the path. So the logic for whether or not this is a cool place, that's how I formulate it anyway. Bit too much effort for a lot of people, unnecessary to many others, but I just like to know where I'm going. So I'm big on contingency, and that'll be my next move now. I don't want to find one place, head out to that one place, and have all my eggs in that one crater. I'd like to have 2 or 3. 3 is ideal. Oh, just bear with me, that's my phone. Okay, where was I? Somewhere in there. Yeah, so this is my map. That's normally what I print. I know roughly on there where I'm going to park. I know roughly which way I'm going to travel. I don't mark anything on the map. I mark my wallet. You see there's a few white crosses. Why do I do that? Well, if I lose my bag or I lose my map, hopefully neither happens, I'm not pinpointing on the paper where I'm likely to be. So I have a location there I want to check out. I have a location there I think I've already crossed. And I have a location there which I'll have to check on my GPS map on my computer when I get back to see whether or not I've got close to it. So anyway, paper map and a plastic wallet with a few loose targets identified on there. I have a simple phone app to identify north, south, east, west, just for in case my pigeon sensors evade me and I can't work it out for myself. And then GPS, which I use to track my maps, track my route rather. And then when I find a place like this, it's all about stealth. Being off the beaten track, checking out the terrain, what lie of the land, can it be cleared? What's the deadfall situation? Is there much overhanging? Whew. You don't get that in winter. It even smells like old wood. I don't know if anybody can relate to that or not. And I don't mean your grandma's sideboard, I mean like a wooded area of ancient trees. It's hard to describe, it's like sweet. Very nice. Smells like your granddad's armchair. Now you know what it smells like. You see, that's how weird people are. Can't relate to your grandma's sideboard, but you know what your granddad's armchair smells like. Okay, enough grandpa hate. Just the one piece of plastic is nowhere sacred. In my bag. Right, and there's the path we came in on again. So, how do I get out now? I'm not walking through there. This is kind of good news because when you think about it, if you're finding it difficult to get out, others are going to find it difficult to get in. Bit of a twig stove fire, bacon sandwich in the morning, cut a little bit of that silver birch, whittle a spirit, or a spoon, or a mushroom. There's no health and safety out here, is there? I must remember. Very, very early for these bad boys. Blackberries out. 1st of August, 2nd of August. Look at these. Beautiful. He's struggling for pollen now. Right at the end of his year. Little fat lad. So that's basically my frame of mind. If I come out to Recon, that's how we roll. And now it means that my mind turns to, if that's not too enticing on the night, where is there a local alternative, somewhere that you can just for the hell of it bunk down? And what I'll find by just walking backwards and forwards a little bit is when I get back to my GPS data, I'll put a screenshot up just to show you what I mean, but you'll see all the squiggles on my map. This is where having a tarp or a tent that's not bright orange really helps. Don't think I'm going to kick around much more today. It's really quite humid and that's interesting. Keeps dragging me in. Oh, lovely. What's it like above? That looks okay. Are we up to a sweat level 7 yet? We're getting there, aren't we? It really amazes me how these things uproot. I'm not going to walk under it. It looks like it's got an awful lot of tension in there. If you see this branch, you've always got to look out for this. This branch here, it sweeps up and it's got a thicker branch braced on a thinner branch. Well, when I was at school, the laws of physics said that one day the weight of the big boy is going to down the little boy. And it's not a lot in it, but because all of that is attached to all of that, and that's what I spotted. Apart from him, who I just nearly walked into. I'm going to try not to break your web, mate. That's very pretty. So yeah, over the top of the web. The big fallen tree there, it's got all its weight resting on this limb here, which actually runs up there. And then the one thin branch I just mentioned to you. Seriously, if you were to snap that little tiny thin spindly thing there, that could come down. This is already breached. You can see there it's cracked. So there's not a lot of integrity in the big limb. And then all of that's going to come down. And possibly the big thing that's, oh, that web. All of that's going to come with it. So don't pitch your tent in places like this, folks. And you might not like it just there, but a few feet further along, clear those logs. This tree's length over this way, and the others look fine. There's no signs of any major widowmakers floating around. Bit too big perhaps for a catty fork, split as well. But yeah, there looks like options. Massive amount of twiggage on the ground. Is twiggage a thing? An indication that this is not well managed, maintained. What does this tell us? I take a mental snapshot of the route I came in. I take a mental snapshot of this lovely little bit of wood. And I take a mental snapshot of the way I walked out. I remind myself that after the squiggle on the map, I took a left a cheeky little left, and 20 or 30 yards further on, find a lovely little piece of woodland. So if I can't get in at the first, or if Baby Bear doesn't like the idea of the grudge creeping out of that drain hole in the middle of the bunker and dragging him away out of his tent in the middle of the night, I can always come up here where we're safe. Safer. Come in late, leave no trace, and get out early. So anyway, I hope that gives you an insight into the crazy world of as soon as I say something like that, I'm like, oh, there's another spot. Oh, what's that? So yeah, I hope it can be a motivator to fill your rucksack, pick a night, watch the weather, and bingo bongo, out you come. Let's do a quick summary then. What have we learned? We've learned that I've just done one small loop of what I intended to do. I found two really strong potential places for a wild camp. Not perfect, but both of them will do. We're only a mile away from where we might leave the vehicle. Final summary on kit. So I carry, what do I carry? I carry GPS to track my route, mobile phone, cardinal waypoints, GoPro video footage, my paper map for reference, set my initial waypoint, plenty of water, emergency contact numbers, good walking boots, above all else, really good quality socks, a cap to keep the sun out of your face, protect your eyes as much as you can. There was something else, what was it? Bear with. Oh, there it is. Controversial, I know. If you're out in the trees, there's some nasty bugs. Often they have an ability to escape. So if you lightly apply a little bit of a strong DEET insect repellent in your particulative sensitive areas like your ankles, behind your knees, inside of your arms, sleeves, collars, it can save a considerable amount of discomfort later. It's a chemical, it's not a nice chemical. I can't stand the smell of the stuff, but it serves a very practical purpose. Avon is the alternative, Skin So Soft, gets great reviews by people. I believe it's kinder. So if you have access to Avon, which unfortunately I don't, buy two and send me one please. I could do with some. I'd rather do that than DEET. Okay, that's it from me for today. Just going to go and pick some bioethanol for my penny stoves. Hope you get out, enjoy the great outdoors. Until then, take care of one another. If you can't be good, be careful. I'll see you in the next one. Peace! Sorry mate, after you. Alright, pal. Alright. It's pump 3 please.